We should be live. Congratulations, everybody. We are live, and I'm so sorry that you have to be subjected to me. Your refund is in the mail.
No, you're
I
not.
have sent it to myself. Yay!
Do I get a
Okay.
refund?
No, you get meds. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the latest episode of the Orville, everyone. It's called Morality Paradox. So, what did you think of it? I'll start with John as our guest. John, what did you think of it?
I thought it was a very interesting episode. I spent most of it trying to figure out what was going on, and I didn't
Yeah.
really know until all the way at the end. So I liked an episode that's able to, keep the mystery going, because a lot of episodes these days end up being kind of predictable.
Oh my god, I am
But overall, I thought it was
so
good.
sorry about the delay, Revan.
It's okay, bud. You're only a couple of seconds late. But, so, yeah. Dalek, what did you think of the episode? Because you missed out when I asked.
It was.
I don't think John was done.
Oh, I'm sorry. John, you want to go on?
Well, that's pretty much my brief summary of the episode. So if you want to go ahead, that's fine.
Yeah. Dalek?
Right. Give me a sec to gather my thoughts
Turn
here.
that
Okay. I'll come back to you, Dalek, okay?
Okay.
Jeff, Bud, Specs, what did you think?
I thought it was a really solid episode.
Yeah.
It like John, I think it did keep you guessing.
It
Um,
absolutely did. But speaking about guessing, there was one scene. I don't have a picture of it, but it really got me. I started figuring out there was something wrong. Right? As we know, during the episode, everyone's eyes did this.
Yep.
Right? As anyone who watches Strange New Worlds will attest, you go blind. But they had a
Watching
brain
the show,
scan.
yeah.
Yeah. They had a brain scan. And every single person in the brain scan, their brains were red. 4 people, right?
mhm.
Except for one was blue. That was my first inkling that there was definitely something wrong with one of the people. I just didn't know who it was. Unfortunately, we now know it's Dalek, as he is a tin can on wheels.
Oh, ha.
But Dalek, you were saying, man?
Would make a good Dalek. Sorry.
Okay. All
I
right.
resist.
Well, overall, I thought this episode was really. Well, it was definitely very weird, and it was quite all over the place because they kept going
What's the
going
name of that
from
episode?
from this
Scenario to
difficult
scenario.
scenario to scenario, yeah.
Yeah.
And when I first I thought, and I gotta, and when at the start when they first entered, when they first entered the school, entered the high school, I was like, oh god, this isn't gonna be the whole episode, is it?
Yeah. Like, they spent enough time going around this school that you'd be like, what the absolute fuck is going on? I thought it was going to be some sort of cheesy, like, CW level stuff. Phil, what did you
Yeah.
think?
So far, this is my least favorite of the 3 episodes of season
Yeah.
3. But that is
I-
not to say that it is in any way a bad episode. It is very good.
It is.
I knew, like, okay, as soon as I saw that there were, like, the different scenarios happening, I'm like, okay, something is going on. And, like, even when they supposedly got back up to the Orville, spoiler alerts, by the way, I was like, okay, I get the distinct impression that they have not left whatever holographic or whatever the heck thing that they're still on the planet. They're still
Yes.
all that. Strangely enough,
That was a pretty
I'm
good
not going
bet,
to
I
say
think.
strangely enough that wasn't what I wanted to say, but the way this episode flowed kind of reminded me a lot of the Voyager episode Projections, which is
It
the
kind
episode
of.
in season
Go ahead.
which was the episode in season 2 where the doctor is like having this like suffered a malfunction, and that malfunction made him like have some kind of existential crisis between hologram and person. Is he actually Dr. Zimmerman in a holodeck program? Is that all Voyager was? Or is he really just Voyager's
Oh,
EMH and this is all just one big malfunction?
That
Yes.
episode, I remember that one.
This reminded me of the one from TNG where Worf got hit. I think it was Parallels, and we saw all the different enterprises.
All the different realities. Yeah, there
Yeah.
was that. There was that to it. I didn't get that
Yeah.
because, clearly it's not alternate reality stuff. I definitely got a lot more of, aforementioned episode Projections.
Yes, yeah. Okay, I'd agree with that. Well, like, there was a couple of things I didn't like. Go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, I mean, I get what he's saying. The whole, it was more. It wasn't. I mean, they suspected time travel at the start, but they quickly ruled it out because like it's like what quickly started to deduce what they were seeing wasn't.
What high school has some kind of barrier to keep people in or out?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, good point there.
sadly, you got to find out who was their sponsor in this episode when they said TikTok.
That's why we had that whole. That's why we had that bit of long-winded, cringy millennial dialogue. Oh god,
That's because who was the sponsor? Fortunately, guys, it pays the light
I
bulbs.
fucking hated that.
I know.
Please,
But the way,
God,
the
don't
way,
let the whole episode be this.
But thank God.
Thankfully,
no,
it wasn't.
For me, Randall was weird. It's like I'm there and I was thinking like,
Yeah.
out of everything, when Randall shows up, it's like, what the fuck is this? How is this guy going to school? Like, Randall hangs out by the bleachers. Guys, he is the bleachers.
That was so out of nowhere.
Well,
Yeah.
he ended up with part of the bleachers in him.
Yeah, but
Yeah, right.
don't want to talk about work. Oh, my... Hold on.
I'm just going to shake my head silently.
I didn't
Yes.
mind the contemporary
I was
language in
thoroughly-
this because the school was from our time, if you will. So to have
Yes.
that
I agree
language in
to a
that
certain
scene was
extent.
okay.
Yes. I agree to a certain extent. I don't think it should have just name dropped TikTok.
But TikTok was one of their sponsors. So they would have had to somehow in this episode drop it in.
TikTok sponsor? Are you kidding me?
Dude, you would not believe who sponsors all these episodes. When you look at sponsors of TV shows, it gets ridiculous. Coca-Cola, that's why when you see someone drinking, the branding is to the screen. That's who's sponsoring them. The clothes they wear, the drinks they drink, the
Yeah.
food are literally all of their sponsors.
Bloody hell.
It's
Well, we don't
business.
see much of that on the Orville. This
No,
is probably this is the first like big example of product placement.
Yeah. Arvak says, "Hey, Potato, hello. One day I will learn how to say your name correctly. So far, I've seen one episode. Okay. It was pretty good, but the music was a little bit too much.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Which episode have you seen? Oh, and it was better than that one other episode I saw years ago.
Well, what episode?
Well,
Yeah,
if
I'm not
sure
years
what
ago
you're
you're
talking about.
referring to season 1, which episode are you referring to?
I think I know the music was a bit much. I think he's no. I don't know what he's on about. He's only seen one episode. Oh, I think it's the Gordon episode where he was in the bar with the girl, with the lonely one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that, but not one of the better episodes. It serves its purpose very well, and I think it works. I think
Oh,
it
he
fits.
said it was the one that came
But,
out yesterday. I don't know where the music was. I didn't hear that much music in it.
I don't. Yeah, same. I don't know what you're talking about.
But what
Yeah,
did
I'm
she?
not sure either.
One of the weirder places I saw, but I know we saw.
Hang on, I will be right back.
Okay. And now that Phil is gone, that's all talking easy about him. His hair is awful.
When they showed up at the school, I kind of figured somebody's got to be reading their minds. It wasn't really pulled out of the thin air. Somebody had to have something like that in their minds, and it was read and produced for them. And I got the impression initially that it was like the TNG episode from season 2, the Royale, where they had the casinos set up for that one astronaut that
I
was
remember.
stranded there.
Yeah.
They built it for him because it was in the book.
I thought myself that it was some sort of a temporal cause and effect type thing, because they went down, they're like, oh, there's an advanced city on the planet, 25th century level. Go down, it's a forest. I thought we were seeing the life cycle of the planet playing out. Desert.
Oh, that would have been neat.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like at first. Like the whole, it's like what they were seeing was like what like the planet going through its just various stages of evolution, very 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 round and round very quickly.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like.
Yeah, the one thing I wish they had explained is where the hell did it go? I know they said mini universes, but like, so the shuttle lands in one place in the trees, right? But the rescue shuttle sees their shuttle. Where's everyone else? Should they not see them? Because the shuttle did land in a mini universe.
The shuttle landed in a mini universe?
Yeah, that's what they explained it as each scenario was a mini universe. So when they landed in the trees with the high school, the shuttle was in the trees. But when the rescue shuttle landed, they could see the shuttle, but they couldn't see anyone else. But there was...
Okay, maybe I missed that. I don't remember that explanation.
That was at the end where she explained it basically like each of the scenarios were real, but it was a mini universe.
The impression that I got is that there was a combination of holograms, and that this device was like reading their minds to kind of fill in the blanks, and that's how they're able to make such expansive environments.
Yeah,
okay,
true.
I'm back.
Hey, welcome back.
That was my impression as well, John.
What did you think of the Mockless funeral at the morgue?
Interesting.
Very unusual.
That was.
Oh, we got a little more detail on Mocklin culture. Sorry, Dalek.
That was creepy. That scene, especially the part. I mean, come on, especially the part when when these these death pods will open up, and then the dead marker that lunged out at Boris. So was that Clyde?
I fully expected that to happen.
Yeah, that was actually Bortus.
Oh, that was Bortus himself in that.
Yes.
In that. Why did I?
Was it really?
Oh,
it didn't look like.
It was Bortus. I watched it 3 times. It was Bortus. They just had makeup on him to make him look dead. Hey, Dalek, do you want to drop your link in the chat? John, you as well? Because Dalek is 2 away from 120, and I want to get him up to 120. That way he'll give me back my puppy.
Okay.
Poor Revan.
You made me a reg, right, Revan?
Yes. Yeah. I made both. Yeah, everyone on my panel is always a wrench.
All right.
But I honestly, when she said it was Kalon design, I have a weird theory. Okay? Now we know that these people are from the alternate planet, the alternate time shifting planet. Okay. Do you think that they're the Kalon?
No.
You think what? You think they eventually became the Kalon?
No. A group of them got from a previous civilization before, say, Great Reset, a disaster or something like that, and the technology from their planet, they were the Kalons. Because when they scanned the hologram device, they're like, it's Kalon technology.
Well, I don't think that was a real device.
That was also a holographic projection.
Gotcha. Okay. So that was just part of the scenario.
Yeah, that whole thing with with that holographic projector turning out was partially made by the Kalon. That was part of the that was when they were still in the simulation. That's when they thought they were aboard the Orville, but they actually weren't.
Guys, I just dropped a link in the channel. That is Dalek, right here. He's a good guy. He's like starting out. You should all go like and subscribe to him. He's 2 away from 120.
Oh, thanks, Revan. I was about to post it myself.
Yeah, and then John also dropped a link in his channel. Now both of these are in the description below. He is doing a Jeopardy. Go like and subscribe to him.
Thank you.
That way he'll. What?
I just said thanks.
You're welcome, man. But is there
we're starting
anything
that tomorrow night.
Nice. Is there anything you really hated from the episode? All not going into the TikTok one because we already said that. But anything else that you hated?
So
most of what went on in the high school. I found that whole thing to be fucking cringe.
I agree. The whole high school thing, not just the whole high school thing, was just beyond ridiculous. It's like, what?
It kind of, because each of the scenarios was for the different people. So the high school was for Gordon, right? And we know that Gordon does tend to be a little bit cringe. But the thing is, the high school was for Gordon.
Gordon's kind of the Tom Paris of the Orville.
He is, but the thing about that is, if Gordon, which the difference between him and Tom Paris is Gordon isn't a history buff. So why would his high school nightmares be from 21st century Earth?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Why would Mercer's be on the plane?
Yeah,
I don't think that had much to do with it.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Hey, we have a new person. Edge of Time. Hello. Good to see you. Please like and subscribe and leave for every like I get a warm tingly feeling, and I get made more friends.
I will say one thing.
That's
I like.
Scary, Revan.
One good moment was when when they were on the plane and Kelly punched the flight attendant in the face.
Oh yeah,
yes!
that was great.
That was so satisfying because it's like, shut up, bitch.
Here it is. Now that since you brought up the plane, I have another piece of stuff to add on to what we were talking about, to how I don't think any of the situations were necessarily tailored to the person who during that situation got that brain scan or whatever the hell actually happened to them. So the plane was obviously without a pilot. So it was up to Gordon to be the pilot for the plane. Why wouldn't it have been Gordon having that, whatever happened to him that made his eyes go white on the plane versus at the high school?
Yeah, why was
okay.
Right.
The reason why
was it Ed in that scenario instead of
because
Gordon?
Ed is the captain of the ship, and one of the main fears is of him losing the ship or crashing. The ship dies.
That's not his ship, though.
No, I know that, but
that's
I'm just
not
saying.
His ship, though.
Yeah, but it's a fear.
I'm saying that I'm using that as an example of why your theory of their situations it doesn't work.
Okay.
It would have been Gordon,
John,
because he's the pilot.
Yes, I'm not.
Yeah, I thought that.
go ahead, John.
Never mind.
I'm not sure either if the scenarios were specifically tailored to a certain person. But if we want to go with why wasn't the plane thing the fear for Gordon, because Gordon's a pilot, so he'd be in his element in that scene. But Mercer's not a pilot, so maybe that'd be more reason why he'd be scared in that situation.
Yeah, but also, do we know what Ed actually was before he was command?
No, it never said. But I don't think he was a pilot.
He could have, yeah. Like, but we don't know, like, what he was. It'd be interesting if they had at least just say, "Oh, I remember when Ed," or we saw a photograph. But what I did not like was when Ed swore.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by the amount of profanity. I mean, it wasn't excessive, but I was surprised there was...
It kind of did fit, but I just didn't like it.
3 or 4 of those.
Sorry,
yeah,
I did. It kind of fit. It made logical sense, but for the show's aesthetic, it didn't fit. Where he screamed, "We're done with this bullshit."
Yeah. Sure, give Ed a speech like that, but was the swearing necessary?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, but so they said at the end, we have been watching you for a while. Okay, do you think that they have been using Isaac to watch?
Well, with how advanced they are, it's possible.
Yeah.
I don't know why they would need Isaac to watch them.
Or better yet, for all we know, because they're so advanced, it's like, hiding their presence is child's play. So maybe they've been aboard the ship for a long time.
Well, yeah, because she did also say at the end of the episode that creating a new universe is as easy as blinking an eye.
Yes, she said that.
Yeah, which is where we found Jeff Brady Specs. We found him hiding in a corner of a brand new universe. See, he's all alone in that universe, just him and a giant bowl of cheesy puffs. But he had a fight with the cheesy puffs, and then they've left him. RP cheesy puff.
Revan, what are we gonna do with you? But the airliner scene, I was hoping, beyond hope, that somehow they got William Shatner to be on the episode.
Yes,
and he was going to be on the plane as a passenger, complaining about a gremlin on the wing. That would have been fantastic.
That would have been great.
What if he said? What if? Oh God! This would have required more product placement, but it would have fit so well, and it would have been so funny. You should have had Shatner do that. And while the plane is crashing, he's like, "I knew I should have booked through Priceline.com." That would have been great.
No, you know what? They should have taken a dig at American Airlines. Have it like Airlines of America or something like that. And they just turn around and when they're talking about how crap it is, Ed's head is covering the word "of," so it's like American Airlines. Right? And he's standing, it's like, "This is the crappiest flight I've ever been on." Or something like that. We have a question for Professor Brady Specs. Are you still stuck in Kuroga?
Well, I just answered it in the chat, and I'm actually still in Kuroga, but I'm trying to change it from within. So, maybe we'll see some reforms in Kuroga soon.
Yes. But we had this scene.
That was brilliant.
Yeah.
Holy.
Oh yeah, the freeze frame.
Yeah,
that was fantastic.
Like inches away from crashing.
And one of the things I would have added just for shits and giggles is that when they were doing it, you see like them walking up and looking really close at the weaponry of the Kalon, and maybe you could have seen Goran say some like just a little line saying, Well, that's interesting. When he gets up that close to it.
That would probably have been good, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and just be like, oh, well, that's interesting, and then just turn around and everything. What did you think of the alien this week? Sorry, yes, there we go.
I think the outfit was a little too Tron-like.
But it does fit with the race.
I suppose you're right.
You know what? This might just be me. Can you see Kalon aesthetic in that?
Not really.
I don't think
No,
so.
I'm not. Yeah. Maybe it's just the way the back is and the leg, because I can kind of see Isaac in her. Phrasing.
I don't see
Oh
it.
God.
Yeah.
I don't either. No, you could be right. You could turn out to be right. She did say that they would meet again.
Yeah.
That's obvious. So yeah, that's obviously setting up something.
Yeah, I thought that too.
And the fact that we've been here before. Like, we've been watching you for a while. It's like that they're immortal. Oh, you met my ancestors and things like that. Like, her ancestors were a very bright race. Like, Jesus Christ. Those people were illuminous.
I suppose they were, yeah.
Yeah. But
it was a surprise. It was definitely, that's another thing. It was definitely a surprise when they actually connected an episode from episode 1 to this, from season 1 to this episode.
Yes. And she walked up and she called her Kelly, and gave her all of her religious titles.
It's nice when a show follows continuity.
It is.
Continuity?
It is.
What's that?
I don't know. But then you had the line that's like, oh yeah,
neither does Star Trek apparently.
Yeah, sadly. But then you've got the
and
line,
I mean current Star Trek for anybody who might be confused.
Yes.
That was more for the chat than for us.
Oh yeah, I understand. But
that was more for the chat than you guys.
Yeah, I get that.
Is there an echo? Sorry.
But is there anything you would have changed or any fun little details that you would have added? Because when they were on Saleya and they got pulled in, I, for some reason, would have had a pirate joke added in.
A pirate joke?
Oh.
Is that what you said?
I am.
Yeah.
Now that you mentioned the boat scene and that whole part, the whole Saleya part where they're riding the boat and stuff, that reminded me a lot of Insurrection.
Yes.
The planet on Insurrection.
It did. I think it's actually the same location.
I was actually wondering, is this the same location?
The mountains and the lake look the same, because we do know that a lot of these sci-fi franchises do use the same supplier, Acme. It's 7 locations and 4 actors. Alec will get this. It's like the BBC. 7 props and 4 actors.
I got that too. I got that reference.
Yeah, it's like in I get it. It's like in Doctor Who using the same stone quarry for alien planets in it every week.
Yes. Well, I don't know. I wanted to see more of the Orville, itself, the ship in action, and that it was. The ship itself was.
Yeah, that's something
we did get a little bit of it.
That's actually something we've not seen that much of. Is the Orville itself so far?
Yeah. I think what they're trying to do, honestly, is I think that thanks to when this was filmed during the plague, that they couldn't fill out the Orville to proper levels, so they're trying to show the interior as least as little as possible. So they're sticking to the bridge engineering and things like that.
Yeah, we haven't even. Yeah, the odd crew quarters, the mess
I don't know
hall,
why
the bridge,
they would,
engineering.
I don't know necessarily why they would do that. I mean, they have the entire thing built, other than like whatever swing sets they use for various things. Everything is, the mess hall and all that. That's all built already.
Oh no, I'm not talking about them building. I'm talking about them filling.
Oh, you mean like the?
You mean
the
having people?
Yes.
At times we've seen people on board.
Yeah.
We have, but like not that many for that long. Like the most we've seen was during the party scene last week. Before this happened. Because they're a bunch of great lads at keeping people alive.
I was surprised by one thing.
Oh?
They made a big deal about in episode 2 traveling that long distance to go to unexplored space, and now they're suddenly back into known space.
Are they though? Well, yeah, but I think that they basically came back. They're not too far into known space. I think they're just waiting for the orders. That's why I think that this episode
they knew about the planet to know that there wasn't any civilization on it, or
yes, yeah, that is true.
Force or anything like that.
But I think that they're basically just waiting for their new set of orders.
I suppose that's possible, but why come all the way back?
Because the Admiral died. They have to answer questions. He turned into
Oh my goodness, the Admiral died.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
We don't know. We don't know how long it is in between episodes, bro. The after the mission briefing and stuff could have already happened.
Well, what we do now know is the timeline between episode 1 and this is 2 years.
Episode 12, you mean? Or episode 11?
Yeah.
One of the two.
Yeah, it's 2 years.
Well, that would make sense considering, it's season 3 now.
Yes. But you'd think maybe in the show time would have moved faster, but if it's only 2 years, because I said so, but if it's only 2 years, then a lot of things have happened very, very fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of things can happen very fast.
Very true.
I know, Phil, but we'll get a doctor to help you with that.
Right after we get a doctor to look at your brain.
Wait, I have one?
That's been long overdue.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you? Because I don't see it.
I was a bit disappointed in the lack of makeup in this episode.
The lack of makeup.
The lack of makeup.
Well,
yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Aliens. Everything was basically human except for the Mockmans. And the shiny girl at the end.
That's your complaint.
It's not like that. That seems like a weird complaint.
I'm a weird person.
Well, there's no doubt about that.
We've established that.
Yeah. Dalek can't even say he's not even a person. He's a robot.
Dalek is not a robot.
No, but this
Why
one.
He's a cyborg. There's a difference.
Stop referring to Daleks to a Dalek as a robot. We're not robots. We're cyborgs.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a difference. No, there's not.
Oh well, I didn't even know where that's from, and I got it right.
Orville is giving us some kudos in the chat.
Oh, thank you, Orville.
Orville.
Yes.
Oh, thanks, BJ.
Thank you, PJ.
Yes, all hail to PJ.
when I saw you in the chat, PJ, I wanted you to come up, but I guess you can't do that today. So
Yeah, we're all
Sorry.
sad now.
I think you would have added a lot to the panel. I'd like to
He
hear
would've.
your views.
Your views in extreme politics.
Oh,
But
be quiet,
yeah.
Reverend.
Okay. But
You can talk now.
yay. But is there anything to the show that you guys would have added or something like that? Oh,
I don't
hold
think
on.
so. I think this
If there's
episode was
one
exactly
complaint-
what it needed to be.
Go ahead, John.
If I had
I've
one
never
complaint
seen that
about the
species.
episode,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, we're going to let John speak and then Phil speak.
oh, thank you. If I had one thing to point out or criticize about the episode is that how Seth MacFarlane's viewpoint about religion, for example, came into the speech from the alien at the end. Because let's say Seth and I would have very different views on religion. I do know that does come into the show on occasion, but I'm not saying it ruined the episode
Yeah,
or anything. But just something
then-
I point out.
But then again, in the same episode, we have a concrete proof that the Mocklins have a religion.
That's true. It's
Yeah.
still more balanced than some other shows might do it.
It is. It's like we have last season. We had them when they were the first season when they were talking about the stars. We had the Mocklins talking about some Mocklins believe if you're born underneath other moons that you've got blessings or luck. Now in this one, that they believe that the Mocklins leave you hanging or floating for 9 days so you can finish your business. Sorry, so you can sort out your business, your like unfinished issues.
Unfinished
Yeah.
business. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for 9 days.
I'm
Which is-
curious where they came up with the 9 days.
So
I want to know a little bit more about it.
that could have been a cultural thing because I know in my in Ireland that the reason why an Irish wake is 3 days is because there's a cultural belief that the soul sticks around for 3 days. So that's why it is 3 days long. So it could be maybe they took it from that and expanded it.
That's possible.
Yeah. So Arvak, watch the Orville. Like, she's in every episode. They're called Chileans. He said, "I'm." Oh, avoid Mara. Okay.
It says also I think that first officer reminds me of Una from Strange New Worlds.
I don't
Yeah.
get that. I don't feel that.
Oh,
I
Maria.
didn't think so either.
Looks like. Who's Maria?
Also, she
Jeff?
predates. Number one from Strange New Worlds and Discovery by at least 2 years.
Yes and no. If you count number one from the cage.
Yeah.
I don't, because this is not Star Trek.
No, it's
Gotcha.
not.
No matter how much they try and fucking claim that this is, I'll even be generous and say in the same continuity as the Cage in the original series and all the other like real Trek shows. It is not.
No.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. They keep breaking continuity in a
I
way
mean,
that Star Trek hadn't before Discovery.
Well, we know for a fact that Discovery and that is written by people who happen and do not like Star Trek. My Kurtzman did say that sticking with canon is very hard, and that he doesn't like to do it. The reason why that's
Whatever.
that's the
Go
reason
stand in
why-
front of a fucking train.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
Ow.
I'll just say
What?
I don't think Kurtzman was the right man for the job.
No, he's not.
Nobody
But he's got
who
the.
ever worked on that show ever was the right man for the job. And the few people that they did have, like Nicholas Meyer, who were the right men for the job, didn't have any contributions whatsoever.
Oh, Eric. So basically, she's not. She's. If I'm mistaken, by the sounds of it, she came from a nearly military family, so that's why she's more serious and strict. And she does seem to take her. She is older, and does seem to take her job a lot more serious than Kiali.
Who are you talking about?
The Chilean security officer in this season.
That is Kiali.
Oh,
you mean Alara.
Alara, thank you.
Yeah.
Alara, yeah.
Yeah. I honestly forgot her name, but yeah. So just watch, you'll enjoy it. It's all explained, everything like that. But yeah. Just trying to think what else there's left to say about this episode. But that, for some reason, the Solaris scene really didn't gel with me. I just didn't like it. Like, so your one was pretending to be from Solara, right? And she knew everything about it. Yeah, we were talking about Kiali. But is who we were talking about. I got her mixed up with Alara. But shouldn't she have said, "Oh yeah, be careful"? If she was trying to stick, like, really potential. If she said, "Oh, be careful, the hentai monster Uwu beast is in the water."
Stop.
What? But wouldn't it have made sense that she turned around and said that beast was in the water? Like, she knew exactly everything about her.
I'm not following you, Revan. What are you saying?
Words, apparently. So basically, the one who was the alien who was pretending to be Kiali.
Yeah.
She knew everything about everywhere they were, the world, the lake, everything like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Would it not have made sense for her to have at least said, "Be careful, there is a monster in the water"?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
I mean,
Yeah,
that'd be kind of
like
giving it away, wouldn't it?
Yeah, first of all, she has to stay in character. Second, we don't know if that creature is native to Celea or if it's something that this person dreamed up for the simulation that she was running. But second, that would take the surprise out of it and undermine what she was trying to do.
Am I the only one who thought of an anglerfish during that scene? With the light, them going out, and then the big monster?
I
didn't
idea.
think that.
I
didn't know what
that.
it was.
Yeah, like as soon as I saw it, and I saw that there was a little boat on the lake and there's something weird going on, I just turned around and go, "This is an anglerfish situation." You know what anglerfish is? It's the one with the little light that eats up all the little... Yes, well, that. Congratulations on Alex K. You've done a bang-up job. Let's fill up... Oh, yeah. Let's fill upwards and promote you to another show at CBS. Your time is up.
John, what were you saying?
I was saying, by the time we got to the scenario on Celea, obviously there was something going on with death experiences. So when they got on the boat and started going across the river, I wondered if this was supposed to be some kind of reference to the river Styx, although that's not really what happened.
It could have, because in the river Styx there is Typhon is in the river, who is a tentacle-fueled hentai monster.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
I want some of that Celine chocolate. Yes. This is the most dense chocolate ever. Yes. Dominic, what about you? You a chocolate man?
Yeah, absolutely. I freaking love chocolate.
Yeah, I love
Dark chocolate. Has to be dark chocolate.
You're racist! It's chocolate of color.
Everyone's racist.
Fucking stop.
But yeah, would she like? What do you think that chocolate would have actually tasted like? And no, Orville Nation, I do not. Not in front of the scenes, behind the scenes. Sometimes I do.
No, he doesn't show his face live.
You don't want to see his. Yeah, you don't want to see
No.
his face.
Like it's like really disfigured. There's like I've got like 5 eyes, 6 ears, and for some reason there's a pinwheel on my head. I don't know what happened. I fell out a window one time.
I don't
yes,
want to know the horrific story.
Of my birth. Yeah, I get it. Okay, weird question, a bit off topic, right?
Uh-oh.
From all of hey Spock, from all of sci-fi, what food would you like to try?
From all of sci-fi.
Yeah,
Romulan ale.
and that includes. Okay. I want that bottle though. I know I'm not a drinker, but I do want that bottle.
I might be curious to see how a Roctagino compares to normal coffee.
Oh, there you
That
go.
too.
That would be a good one, Sean. I'll go with that.
Yeah. Donick, what about you?
I have no, oh god, I have no, a food from sci-fi I'd really want to try.
Yeah.
Oh, you've really put me on the spot with that one.
Orville Nation says Klingon gawk.
God, oh my god.
I would
I
try.
actually found a recipe.
Is it plummet soup?
Plomic
Plummet
soup,
soup?
yes. The
Vulcan?
Vulcan soup.
Okay.
I'd try that.
Oh.
Just see what it was like.
Okay,
Okay,
what I was
so
going to say is, sorry, going off the goth
Yeah.
that Orville Nation mentioned. I actually found a recipe, and I've made it, of not actual serpent worms, but like you make a broth with gelatin, like you make a very savory broth with like mushrooms and like seaweed and stuff. Yeah, and then you add gelatin to it to make it solidify, and while it cools, and you put like straws in there to simulate to make it the shape of worms.
That's cool. You know what? You know who she is? The voice inside my head, Phil. You know that person?
Yes.
Yeah, she wants to eat Magikarp from Pokemon.
That's
What?
not a food.
It is in Pokemon.
It has been imagined. It has been imagined as a food, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So that's I don't know. What did you think of the reveal of the alien?
It was not unexpected in the slightest.
Yeah, I know that. But who they were?
That surprised me a little bit. And
I was like,
I liked it because, you know, it brought back a race we'd already seen, continuity, which we're not getting much from another show. But no, I like that surprise. And I wonder if they'll play into the conflict with the Kalons at all.
I doubt so.
That'd be a very
doubt
powerful ally.
that's exactly why I doubt it, because because the writers do know that if that does happen in the show, the Kalon will not stand a fucking snowball's chance in hell, and they need to keep that plot line alive, just like with the Dominion in Deep Space Nine, for probably at least the next couple seasons. So that's I don't think that's going to be something that's gonna.
Fingers crossed.
I think the Krill and the Union are on their own for that fight.
Well, seeing the reaction to the Orville so far, and the people I know and I've spoken to, I was literally talking to a guy about my TV service today, and he said, "Yeah, I started watching the Orville last week." Arvak himself is going to watch the Orville. There are people who were fans of Star Trek moving over to the Orville. This is going to get a season 4.
I hope you're right. There's no guarantee of it.
Yeah.
It's not.
The Orville's been taking Star Trek's thunder since before STD first premiered.
They premiered about the same time, actually.
The Orville premiered like a couple weeks earlier.
Yeah.
Like a week or two earlier.
Like I said, it wasn't that much before.
Not much before, but it's still before. 2 weeks is quite a bit of time. 1 week is quite a bit of time.
I know I usually run for an hour, but I think we've said everything about this episode because there wasn't really that much to say about this week's episode. You want to share and we wrap it up?
Yeah, there's not. Yeah, you're right, Revan. There's not too much to say about this episode, especially plot wise, because there really isn't much of a plot, and all there's really to say about it is just the parts we didn't like. Because
hey, Mountains of Elysium, good to see you.
Welcome, Mountains. Good to see you, sir.
Greetings.
Yeah.
I mean, you asked me you asked us earlier what would we have taken out and what we would have put in. Well, I know what I'd have been taken out. That whole damn high school bit scenario.
That didn't bother me.
No, I would have changed it to a 25th century high school.
I'd have put something with the Krill in there.
I would have. Here's the thing. I wouldn't have changed the setting. I wouldn't have made it any kind of 25th century or anything. I would have kept the high school thing. I would have just tried to write it a lot less cringy.
Yeah. Whoever wrote that episode, this episode honestly felt like they had different teams writing it.
Different writers for different segments.
Yes. Like, Dalek, you're going to write the Solaris scene. Brainy Specs, you're going to write the space scene. Phil, you're going to write the Mocklin scene. I write the high school scene, and Jeff writes the stairs.
Was that on purpose?
Yes.
Did anyone check the credits to see if there were multiple writers?
I did not, but it should say on the Orville Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
I get the impression that maybe there wasn't. Maybe there were at most 2 writers. I don't think there was specific writers.
Let's see.
For each.
It was entirely written by Sherry. I have no fucking idea. What is this last name?
Oh, wait a minute.
I don't know.
It's that woman who worked with Seth on Family Guy with that ridiculously long name, isn't it?
This person. I put it in private chat. Cherry. Llama Ding Dong. What the fuck is that name?
That is not a fucking name. Hold on. I'm gonna start a new fucking
also known as Cherry Sheva.
Yeah, okay, screw this. I'm
gonna wrong.
Wait, no, I'm gonna start a new poll, okay?
Yeah, her. I've seen her name pop up in the credits for Family Guy episodes.
Okay, everyone in the chat, please answer this poll. Is that a fucking name?
No, it's a name.
But is it a real one?
I mean, technically it is.
Yeah, technically, yeah. But Jesus Christ, like, there is a certain point where you do go down to the courthouse and change your bloody name.
From her profile picture, she looks like some sort of Asian.
Everyone agrees, yes, I hate everyone who voted.
Well, I guess you hate me.
Why did you do that? What did I do? Dalek, roll over his legs.
Don't listen to him.
Wait, people listen to me?
I'm guessing
No,
No.
they don't. I'm trying to keep it that
Were
way.
the people in the panel not allowed to vote? Just the people in the chats?
No,
I
everyone
voted.
can vote.
I voted.
Yeah, you can vote. Go vote, Dalek.
I voted.
Okay.
So yeah, this entire episode was written by this woman.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, I got the
Shamalama
impression
Ding-
that it was just one writer or maybe two.
Cherry Sheva. That's what I'm gonna fucking call her.
Yeah, Cherry Chamalama
I-
Ding Dong. Like, I knew my IRL name was weird, but Jesus Christ.
Well, you're just plain weird.
I've seen,
I
like
know,
I said,
I'm adorable.
I've seen
The last
seen this,
episode, Shadow Realms, was written by
seen
2
this
people,
woman's
and
name
one of them
pop
was
up
Brandon
in-
Braga.
pop up in credits for Family Guy episodes, so she's obviously worked with Seth for many years.
Yeah, a lot of set. You know who I think really should, just for the laugh, should appear? Mila Kunis.
She wrote Home.
Mila Kunis. Oh God, no.
No.
No, wait, hold on.
Did-
And she's talking, and he just should just turn around and tell her to shut up.
I'm not sure who that is.
Have her name something like Megora or something
She's
like that.
She's the voice of Meg.
Meg.
Okay.
She also
There is
plays
a
that
joke.
one insufferable bitch from that 70s show.
Wait, the
Granted,
only
I just
insufferable
described
bitch?
half the characters on that show.
So there is a joke in Ireland about Mila Kunis, right? The word Kunis means it's like can I, okay? It's like Kunis a thought. It's like how it's like it's Kunis.
Kunis. It's pronounced Kunis.
Yes, but I'm telling you the joke,
Sorry.
right? So in Ireland, Kunis spelled the exact same way means how. It's like Kunis a thought to, right? How are you? And so in Ireland, it's like Mila Kunis, and you see Sam McFarlane putting his hand up, and it's like it's like Seth a kint, which means Seth is talking. Yeah, in Ireland, Mila Kunis' last name is an actual joke. But with the last 3 minutes, John, our guest, do you want to tell about your channel?
Yes, thank you. I do it's mostly Star Trek content on my channel. I do like compilations of different subjects. Sometimes I review favorite Trek moments.
Awesome.
But coming up, starting tomorrow, Professor Brainy Specs and I on my channel are doing a Star Trek Jeopardy game. Professor has designed his own board. And it looks great. So I'll take contestants from the audience to
I
join
might
us.
be interested in that.
Sounds good. I'll put a link to that
Join
in
us.
the.
His link is in the description below.
It's going to start about 24 hours from right now.
Wow, that is awesome. Dalek, you want to talk about what you do other than being battery operated?
I've not been. I've just checked my channel, and I've not gained any more subs.
Okay, guys, with all the people in the chat, Dalek is 2 people away from 120. Come on, let's get him up there.
If you can just get me up to 100, just at least 120 tonight, that I would very much appreciate that.
Yeah, and I'll be able to get my puppy back.
You and your blaming puppy.
You're
I
delusional.
want my puppy back.
You're delusional.
We've established that.
Fair enough.
What? Right, so Get $220 for my puppy.
So come on, guys. We just need 2 people to sign up to Dalek's channel. Where, like, basically, Dalek is only starting out. We need 1 more person to sign up to Dalek and get my puppy back.
Please, just 1 more. Please, yeah, I'm at 119. Just 1 more person, please.
Like,
follow the link in the chat.
Yes.
We want to stop hearing about Revan's puppy.
My puppy is fucking awesome. It comes inbuilt with nuclear bombs and lasers. Phil, you want to tell about your stuff? Any of your friends you want to share around like that?
Well, I'm about to, after this is over, I'm going to be streaming on Farvithian Guard's channel. We are going to be playing some more Guild Wars 2. And I have one of my the character in Guild Wars that I pretty much main on our streams for Guild Wars is a character that I have based entirely around Prince. And I mean the singer Prince.
Nice. You want to share your own channel? Anyone like that?
I might as well. I am gonna try and stream tomorrow on my channel. My channel is Kilroy Was Here. I do some gaming streams. I haven't for a while because of internet issues, but the internet seems to have been behaving itself lately, so I'm going to attempt to stream something tomorrow, and I think I have an idea of what I'm going to try and stream. I'm going to keep that a secret.
Ooh, nice.
But I'll send my link to you.
Yeah.
I know you probably have it already.
No, but you can drop it into the chat.
Okay. I'll do that real quick. Somebody else can go do whatever they need to stream to chill.
That is absolutely everyone's after chilling. Any last remarks about the episode? Episode gradings. We'll start with Phil. Yeah, we'll go from Phil over.
So I gave the first episode a 9 out of 10. I gave the second episode an 8 out of 10. I feel comfortable giving this episode a 7.5 out of 10. It was not as good as the first 2, but it was still very good.
Yes.
This woman with the last name that is so ridiculously weird is actually a pretty competent writer. Even if you didn't like this episode, she also wrote Home, the episode where Alara left for Saleya.
I knew I hated her.
So she's the reason.
Wow.
So she's the one who wrote one of my possibly my favorite character on the show out of the show.
Actually, no.
Well,
okay, so Alara left.
That happened because Halston Sage left.
Yeah.
If Halston Sage had not left, that episode would have ended differently.
Yeah.
Or maybe not have even happened.
So I think she would have stayed, but she got a bigger acting opportunity that got cancelled. So there we go. But I would like to thank all the panel. But let's just give Don one more push. Oh.
Revan. She also wrote your favorite episode of the Orville.
Which one? The 9 to 5 episode?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so Kamalama Ding Dong. Yes.
We all haven't given our ratings.
Oh yes. So John, what's your rating?
I think I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a good, entertaining episode with an interesting mystery that kept us guessing.
Okay. Specs, what's yours?
I thought this was the strongest episode of the season so far. It was well paced. It kept what?
You're drunk?
Maybe on Pepsi.
Okay.
If that's possible, I don't know. But No, I thought it was the strongest episode of the season. It was well paced. The first two episodes had slight
Maybe she
pacing
co-wrote
issues.
it.
I thought not bad, but this one was the best paced of the three. Like John said, it was a mystery that kept you guessing until the reveal at the end. I thought it was the strongest written of the three.
Okay.
I'd probably give this a 9. I gave the first episode an 8.5, and the second one an 8.
Okay. Dalek, what would you give it?
Well, unlike the rest of you, I think this episode is probably not my favorite one so far. I would probably give this one 6 or 7 out of 10 because well, let's face facts. Some parts of it were really cringe, and I was like, and we all know which parts they were, and the whole, and I thought the whole thing was really confusing because like it was it kept jumping from suddenly they were in the high school getting chased by
Randall.
Randall, and then suddenly they're on an airplane out of nowhere. I was like, what the heck's going on? And then
It was designed that way, I thought.
Yeah.
It was.
really
I
bizarre
definitely
stuff
agree. It
that
was
kept you
designed to
guessing.
be that way.
Yeah.
It was designed to be disjointed. It did that.
In a way,
It did all
it
that on
felt like-
purpose.
It felt like an old episode of Twilight Zone.
It did a little bit, yeah.
Well, personally,
I mean, this was a very the best word to describe this episode, especially at the end. It was very philosophical.
It was. I enjoyed the philosophical part, but the rest
More like
of the
philosophical. Am I right?
I know, right? This episode was
this
just
felt-
straight up.
Yeah, apart from maybe the whole when that alien woman at the end said we'll meet again. Apart from that, yeah, this was pretty much a filler episode because the plot was so straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the
I'm
fire.
And speaking of
hey.
Favre,
I'll be joining
Yes.
you in a couple minutes, man.
Yeah, so I'm going to
Favre.
just hit. Go ahead.
Favre is going to be on History with R&R, which I co-host on Mondays with Rambling Canucks. So we're going to talk some history with Favre. If you all want to tune in. That'll be at
Absolutely.
2 p.m. Eastern time on Monday. And the other channel that I co-host, well, I actually have 3 now because we already talked about John's channel. I'm going to be co-host with him on Jep Nerdy tomorrow night. But on Sundays, I co-host another. I'm going to be co-hosting another. I'm a co-host rather on another channel called A Question of Trek, another quiz show, another scoreboard that was created by me. But we have lots of fun on that, lots of joking around, and I think people come for the banter more than the quiz itself. But the quiz is fun as well. And that's on A Question of Trek. I put the links in to those two channels in the text chat, and I think John put his channel in and a link.
He did, and it's
to the
also
stream,
in the
actually.
description.
Yes.
Excellent.
So, guy, Phil, you want to say your saying?
Fuck you, Kevin Smith.
Yes, and for 2 things, spike me, mommy, and everyone have a good night. And remember, fuck yeah, Star Trek Orville.